In this video, I'm going to do a review and walkthrough of Hexowatch, a one-of-a-kind page monitoring engine developed by Hexowatch Inc. I'm going to show you inside Hexowatch so you can see how it works. We'll go over my pros and cons. We'll talk about the various pricing options. And lastly, I'll give you my personal thoughts on Hexowatch. So let's dive right in. Now, before we begin, if this is your first time here, click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on content like this. And if you're looking to start your online business today, then click on the link below to follow my #1 recommendation. So this Hexowatch review is going to be unlike any of my normal product reviews for products in the make money online or internet marketing niche. Okay, it's something totally different. It's not going to make videos for you. It's not going to help you to drive traffic. And it certainly is not a WordPress plugin, okay? Hexowatch is an AI-driven page monitoring engine that can monitor any website. It can be your website or your competitor's website for any changes, okay? And changes in terms of visual, content, source code, technology availability, or pricing changes. So as you can see, there are some applications that are useful in the make money online world. Now, why was this created? Hexowatch was created to level the playing field so that any business, regardless of size, could monitor the market, okay? And Hexowatch takes advantage of the crawling technology developed by Hexometer. And if Hexometer sounds a little bit familiar to you, then you've probably seen their lifetime deal on AppSumo, which is now sold out. Hexometer, that same technology now powers Hexowatch, okay? So Hexowatch essentially can provide you with intelligent alerts when any significant changes to websites occur. So in other words, this is an intelligent page monitoring engine. All right, so when you first log into Hexowatch, this is what you're going to see, this events feed chart right here. Now, you can visualize your data either in a bar chart format or a line chart format, and you can do it for any specific amount of time or period of time. Now, right here in this box right here, you're going to see the monitoring activity for the selected period. As you can see, over that period of time, we had 48 checks and no events, thankfully. Also, you can see how much time you saved in terms of productivity by utilizing Hexowatch instead of doing this yourself. You can also see the plan that you're on, and Hexowatch operates in 30-day increments. So you can see how many days are left in my allowance, as well as how many checks are left as well. Now you're probably saying, well, Ken, that's fine and good, but how is this going to relate to my business, my affiliate marketing business, to my make money online business? Well, Hexowatch, by monitoring your website or your landing page, by monitoring launch sites, you're going to be able to get that information as it happens, okay? And there's a saying that goes, money loves speed. So Hexowatch, by monitoring these other pages, okay, and alerting to you when there are changes being made, is going to give you a leg up on your competition. So that's how it's going to help you in your business. So how does Hexowatch work? Well, all you have to do is click on the add URL link right here, and you're going to be presented with 9 monitoring options. Now, I'm going to go over all of these monitoring options, and I'm going to try my best to relate them to the make money online affiliate marketing world. Okay, so if you're an affiliate marketer, if you own your own membership website, if you are a consultant, okay, or let's say you own your e-commerce store, I'm going to try and relate this to your business so you can see how Hexowatch can help you. Okay, and then from there, you can decide whether or not this is something that you want to add to your toolkit. All right, so let's start off with visual monitoring. So let's take a closer look right here. And what visual monitoring does is it'll monitor the web page for any visual changes. So this is either your page or your competitor's page, and you can select a part of the screen or the entire page. Now, I want to jump right in, and we're gonna do an example here. So, for example, let's say you are an Amazon seller and you are watching your competitor very closely to see if they are making any changes to their product lineup. And one of the things they might do is they might add more colors to their lineup. So let's go ahead and just use an example here. So I have this microphone here, and let's say I'm competing against these guys in the microphone category. And I want to make sure that when they update their photos, that I'm aware of that, because to me, that's going to signify that they've added in a variation of color. And so I want to keep up with that. I want to jump ahead, and maybe in return, I'm going to lower my price, okay, to combat that change, or that change in variation, okay? So we're just going to copy the URL here, and we're going to go into the Hexowatch dashboard, and then we're going to just paste in the URL. And we're going to click on preview. And what's going to happen is Hexowatch is going to grab that page, and it's going to show up down here. You're going to see a preview of the page. So it's going to take a little while while it grabs that page and puts it in to the dashboard here. Okay, so you see it right here. Here's the page that we're looking at. And let's say, for example, I wanted to be updated anytime these pictures change, okay? Because that to me means that there's been a change in the listing somehow, okay? All I have to do is just highlight the area that I want to monitor, okay? So this, anytime anything changes in here, Hexowatch is going to let me know, okay? Now I can set the change sensitivity, okay? If 50% of this area changes, okay, 50% changes, then you're going to let me know. Okay, I can go as low as just 1%, which is very minuscule, right? So, you know, something that I probably wouldn't do, because if you've already selected this area right here, any change to that area to me is fine, okay? And then you're going to have the option to change how often Hexowatch checks this particular website and that particular area. So right now it's defaulted at 1 day, okay? And 1 day is pretty good. You can go as low as, at least in this plan, which is the Pro plan, you can go as low as 15 minutes. I wouldn't recommend 15 minutes. It's very quick turnaround. I would probably do something like maybe every day or maybe every 12 hours, but we'll leave it every day. And once you're ready, you're going to click on Start Monitoring. Now, there's a selection down here that says Pause Monitoring after the first event has been detected. So what that does is it's checked on by default, but what happens is if there has been an event, meaning there has been a change to this area down here, Hexowatch will alert me and then it'll pause the monitoring, okay? So that's what this is for right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Start Monitoring, and what happens is you get this confirmation that monitoring has been successfully started, okay? So that's how easy it is to use the visual monitoring. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at the next one, which is the HTML element monitoring. So you can either access the monitoring options through this drop-down box right here, or you can go back here to the Add URL link right here, and you can see you're presented with the same options. Let's check out the HTML element monitoring. So what this does is it monitors specific HTML elements or the content of any field for changes. So what kind of use cases could you have for this specific monitoring option? Well, if you're in e-commerce and you want to spy on your competitor to see when they make any changes to the pricing of a specific product, I would use this specific option for that. Or let's say you wanted to monitor your competitors' landing pages for any types of changes, whether it be split testing, whether it be pricing, whether they're promoting a new product. This is what I would use this HTML element monitoring for. So let's click on this option and let's use this example of this get response landing page, okay? Now we're going to copy the URL and then we're going to paste it into Hexowatch and we're going to click on preview. And Hexowatch loads the preview of that web page. And when I hover over certain elements of this page, you can see that a red square pops up. And these are the different HTML elements. So for example, if this is a landing page and they're running a special, I can select this whole block right here. And if anything changes within this block, Hexowatch is going to send me an alert so that I can adjust accordingly or that I can be aware of the change, okay? Let's say they're split testing headlines and you want to be aware of that. So we're going to select the headline and Hexowatch will alert me if this changes, okay? And you can, again, select the sensitivity that you want. We're going to just leave it for any change. And you can also choose the frequency. We're going to leave it for 1 day, okay? And again, we're going to leave this at default, which anytime something happens, the monitoring is going to pause, okay? And then when you're ready, all you do is click on Start Monitoring and you're good to go. Let's take a look at the keyword monitoring option here. So what this does is it monitors web pages for the presence or absence of specific keywords. Now, how would you use this? Well, you could monitor affiliate programs or affiliate launch websites and get a heads up when certain keywords are mentioned or when pages are updated to stay ahead of the market. So you can monitor, let's say, a blog for upcoming launch. You can monitor, in this example, we're going to use AppSumo's website here. Okay, this is their store. So we're going to copy their URL and we're going to paste it into Hexowatch. And we're going to pull up a preview and you'll be able to see all the keywords that are available on that specific page. Okay, so if you're looking for a specific product to be launched, you can get a jump on your competition, because normally AppSumo will email you when a new product has been launched, but we don't know how soon that happens, right? They might have it on their website for a while and you may not get that email. You may not get that email in time and you want to get a jump on the competition. So this Hexowatch feature of keyword monitoring is huge in that sense, because now you're going to get alerted as soon as it happens. Okay, so if you know it, let's say it's happening in the next week or so, then you can type in, let's say we're just going to type in XYZ as the name of that specific product, and we're going to have Hexowatch monitor for any keywords that resemble X, Y, and Z. Now I can choose the frequency again, and I can pause the monitoring after the first event has been detected. And all I got to do is click on start monitoring, and the monitoring now begins. Okay, I can always adjust the frequency later on if I want to, but again, I'm just going to keep it at 1 day at the default. And now Hexowatch is going to monitor this page or that page for any changes to the keywords. And if they see XYZ, they are going to alert me. So let's check out the technology monitoring. Now this monitors changes to the tech stack or third-party scripts used on the web page. Now you can check any web page for tech changes and get alerts when third-party scripts are added or removed from that page. So a use case would be if you or a vendor are working on your website, now you can track if any important scripts have been accidentally removed. Or let's say you're a web consultant. You can now monitor a prospect's website so you can be alerted if they make any change of technology. All right. So for example, I'm going to use this website here as an example. And let's say this is my prospect and I want to be alerted once they make any type of change, because I want to offer up my consulting expertise to them. All I have to do is enter in or paste in their URL, and I'm going to click on preview, and it's going to pull up their tech stack here. Okay, this is all the technology that's being used on their website, and now I can even specify a stack if I want to. I'm just going to go with the general tech stack here, and it's going to alert me anytime there's a change here, and then I can immediately contact my prospect and offer up my services. Now again, you can change the frequency if you want to. I'm going to leave it at 1 day, and all you have to do is click on start monitoring. Let's check out the HTML monitoring. Now what this does is it monitors web pages for any source code or HTML modifications. And this can be useful to see if there have been any unauthorized changes to your page. You can also monitor your backlinks. So if you are into SEO, that's good news there. So you can tell Hexowatch to monitor any HTML changes or have it monitor a specific snippet of code. And according to Hexowatch, this is a great way to monitor your backlink partners to make sure that they're linking back to you. So I don't have a blog, I don't have any backlink partners, but we're going to just grab the URL here for neilpatel.com. We're going to add it into Hexowatch. So once we add that in there and we click on preview, Hexowatch is going to pull up all the HTML for that page. Now I can monitor the whole HTML for changes, or I can monitor the HTML for a specific snippet of code. Okay, so you can go as broad as you want or as specific as you want, totally up to you. You can also again choose the frequency at which Hexowatch will analyze this page, and once you choose that, all you have to do is click on start monitoring. So how does the content monitoring work? Well, the content monitoring will monitor the visible content on a web page for any changes. So this is stuff that's on the surface. This is not any of the HTML code or anything like that, but it'll monitor the visible content. And how would you really use this? What are some use cases? Well, you can be alerted to changes in the terms and conditions for any of the affiliate programs that you might have signed up for. Or let's say you're a Google or Facebook ads expert. You can now monitor specific websites to see if there are any requests for proposal. So in this case, I'm going to monitor this page right here. This is the operating agreement support for Amazon Associates. And Amazon will change their operating agreement. They'll change their commission schedule every once in a while. Okay, they'll change the percentages. And you want to be on top of that, right? So we're going to copy this URL and we're going to paste it into Hexowatch. And we're going to have Hexowatch bring up a preview. So what Hexowatch does is it almost looks like a PDF scan of this exact page that we were on. Okay, so you can see everything here. Now, I can go as broad as I want, so I can monitor the whole content for any changes, or I can specify content to be found, okay, if there's any changes there. I'm just going to keep it as monitoring the whole content for changes. I can specify the sensitivity of those changes. We're going to keep it on any change because I want to be alerted to any of that, especially if Amazon is your bread and butter in terms of affiliate marketing, then you want to be alerted to any change at all, okay? And you, again, can change the frequency as frequent as you want. I would leave it probably at, every day or maybe every couple of days or every week, okay? Just to make sure that you are alerted to any changes. And all you have to do is click on Start Monitoring. And anytime there's any changes to that content on that page, you're going to be alerted by Hexowatch. If you are looking for the easy button of monitoring, then the automatic AI monitoring is for you, because Hexowatch will look for any types of changes, whether they be visual, content, HTML, and technology monitoring for any website. Okay, so all you have to do is enter in the website URL and choose how often you want Hexowatch to check the page, and you'll get an alert when there's any types of changes. So this is an easy way to monitor a competitor's website to see if they've made any updates, or you can monitor your own web page, or let's say you are an agency that develops websites, you can monitor your clients' websites for any changes, anybody having unauthorized access and making changes to that website. So all you got to do is enter in the URL for the website that you want to monitor. So I'm going to enter in my URL here, and you're going to specify the sensitivity, and you're also going to choose the frequency, and all you do after that is you just start monitoring. So anytime there are any changes at all that happen to that website or that landing page, Hexowatch will send you an alert. So the availability monitoring feature is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you can monitor any URL for downtime and get alerts when a web page goes down. Okay, so you can monitor your website, obviously, and you can monitor, let's say if you are a web designing agency, you can monitor the websites of your clients. If you have a membership site or your membership course is hosted elsewhere, this is especially useful. So all you have to do is input the URL. So in this case, I'm going to still use my landing page because I want to know if it's available or if it's down. I want to be alerted. And all you do is click on preview. And then all you're going to do is you're going to select the frequency. I'm just going to have Hexowatch check daily. So once I'm done, I just can start monitoring, and anytime my web page goes down, then Hexowatch is going to alert me to that, and I can take appropriate action. And especially, again, I had mentioned if you are the owner of a membership site, this is incredibly useful because now you can get alerts when this happens, and you don't have to get a lot of these angry emails or tickets being opened up from your members. So this is very, very useful and definitely worth, having activated. So the last monitoring option that we're going to take a look at is the domain WHOIS monitoring. Now, this will allow you to monitor the ownership and administrative records of a domain name or domain names. And this is a new feature from Hexowatch. Now, this is particularly useful if there's a domain name you're interested in, and so you can get a heads up when the status of the domain changes, whether it gets dropped and goes back on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. I'm just going to enter in my URL. So you would enter in the URL that you are interested in monitoring. You're going to click on preview. And what Hexowatch does is it goes to WHOIS and pulls up the records. Now, these are the records for my particular domain, and you can have Hexowatch check upon these records based on the frequency, okay? Now, obviously, if the domain expires in a year, then you're not going to check it daily, right? You could probably check it less frequently just to help conserve the amount of checks that Hexowatch does on a monthly basis, okay? Also, you can check the entire record to see if there's any type of change, or you can specify a field. So if you want to monitor the expiration date, then you can specifically monitor that section, okay? You can also be notified when the domain expires in 7 days or as far out as 60 days, okay? So this might be useful if you want to negotiate purchasing the domain from somebody, then you can get alerted, and then you can start planning to make a proposal to that particular owner, okay? So all you do after that is choose your frequency. So I would probably do maybe like once a month since it's so far out, and then I would start monitoring. And anytime there's any changes to the expiration date field, then Hexowatch is going to send me an alert. All right, so now that we've walked through all of the different monitoring options, let's take a quick look at the rest of the Hexowatch dashboard. So right here, we have monitored URLs. And when you click on that, it takes you to this dashboard. You can see the total number of URLs we're monitoring. You can also see the tools breakdown in a nice graphical format. When you scroll down here, you're going to see all of the URLs that we're monitoring. Okay, these are all the different web pages we're taking a look at and the related tool that we're using. Okay, this is the start date when we started monitoring. This is the frequency at which we're monitoring. Then if you want to delete it or pause it or check the data now, you just click on any of these three. Plus, if you want to update the monitoring settings, you would click on this. Now, right here, when you click on this, if you want to further filter down, you can do it based off of the type of monitoring. Okay, right here, this is for tags. So I created a couple of tags right here. So if you want to filter by tag, you could do that as well, and search by URL. You can also change the look of this dashboard. Okay, if you want it to be more of a grid versus more of just line items. Okay, so that's how this monitored URLs section works. And when you go into settings, these are all basic stuff here. This is the property tags. So if you want to create a tag, you can add it there. You can customize the color so that was easy for you to identify who's a client and which one is your properties. Obviously, email notifications. Anytime there's an event that happens and Hexowatch notifies you, you can have up to 2 email addresses in there. In terms of integrations, this Hexowatch plan is integrated with Telegram, Slack, Zapier, and Pabbly. Okay, and for the most part, the plans include these, and we're going to go over the pricing options right after this. Okay, if your integration is not here and allows for webhooks, obviously you can use this and set up a webhook. And this is the plan information. As you can see right now, I'm on the Pro plan. Okay, I can upgrade at any time. And here are the default settings, and just basically one setting, which means pause monitoring after the first event is detected. And that's checked on by default. If you want to turn it off, you can just disable that. And this is more of a global setting, okay? So you can do this individually when you start monitoring specific URLs. But basically, that's how Hexowatch works, okay? So now let's go ahead and take a look at their pricing options. All right, so how much is all of this stuff gonna cost? Well, you're in luck depending on when you watch this video, because Hexowatch at the moment has a limited lifetime deal. So let's take a look at this deal here. So they're offering a pay once lifetime deal where you can save up to 75% off their retail price. Now this is limited, so depending on when you watch this video, this may not be here, okay? But let's take a look at their pricing options anyway, okay? So they have plans ranging from a free plan all the way up to Business Plus. And normally you would pay monthly for these, okay? Ranging from $14.99 per month from the standard plan all the way up to $99.99 per month for the Business Plus. And if you decide to pay annually, they save you 2 months, okay? So you get 2 months free, all right? Now, this exclusive deal, you pay one time. So for the Pro plan, it's $75 one time. For the business plan, it's $150 one time, and the Business Plus is $225 one time. And you can see how much savings you would have, okay, by just paying this one time, and the benefits that you have with this, okay. Now, obviously, if you've made it this far to this video and you're watching this portion of the video, then you're obviously interested in it, okay. Getting the free plan, if you're just a beginner to the affiliate marketing world and just starting off, this would make sense, okay? Because number one, you're just trying to learn how to build a website, or you're trying to drive traffic, or whatever it is you're trying to do. This kind of stuff is not going to concern you, okay? It's when you start becoming much bigger, okay? Or you have an agency, or you have a thriving membership site. That's when something like this is really going to make sense for you, okay? And that's when it makes pure economical sense to just go for the limited lifetime deal, okay? The Pro plan is at $75 one time. The business plan is $150, and Business Plus is $225. And depending on which plan you sign up for, you get a certain amount of checks per month, okay? And the frequency changes as well. As you can see with the Pro plan is 15 minutes, okay? With the Business and Business Plus is 5 minutes, all right? Now, again, if you're just starting off, the free plan is perfect, right? Because you don't really need that many checks. You probably only have one website anyway. And, checking every 12 hours to see whether the site is there or it's down, it's not, to me, that's probably going to be good enough for most people. Okay. But again, if you have a membership site, or you're an agency, or you've got multiple properties, web properties, or you got different types of business strategies that you're implementing, okay, then it makes sense to go ahead and get one of these plans. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about my pros and cons, and then after that, we'll end with my personal thoughts on this. Now let's talk about my pros and cons. First, the pros. Hexowatch is easy to use, no doubt. You can monitor any website and get started in minutes. No software, proxies, or programming is required. It's very convenient. You can access archive snapshots, get change alerts, and extract data from any website in minutes. Sometimes even seconds, it seems like. It's very efficient. Now, you're going to save a lot of time by not having to manually check multiple websites. And as we know, time equals money. And Hexowatch is always on. It works 24/7 to help spot trends. You can spy on your competitors. You can visually check your website. You can keep an archive of every change and turn any website into your own private data source. And you can access these changes as a downloadable CSV file, Google Sheet, or via Zapier. And the most important pro here is that there is an exclusive lifetime deal, especially if you're interested in this, where you can get up to 75% off. So it's a limited time, one-time pricing offer, and I'm not sure when this will end. So hopefully it's still around by the time you watch this video. And now for the cons. And I actually only have one con, believe it or not. And that con is that while it's not that big of a deal, I would actually like to get notified via SMS. I mean, I get bombarded by emails all day, every day, and that text message would actually cut through the clutter, and I would notice it a lot more than an email. So that is my only con. So with that, let's go ahead and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on Hexowatch. Hexowatch, folks, this is legitimate. This is a legitimate monitoring engine. It does what it says it does, and it does it very well. Now, just because it does everything very well doesn't necessarily mean that you should get it. And let me explain. If you are a beginner, if you are new to the internet marketing, affiliate marketing, make money online world, then your time and your money is better spent investing in products and in services that are going to help you grow your business. So things like a domain name, some hosting, a page builder, an email autoresponder, things like that, things that you need to build your business. Having Hexowatch is a luxury that will help you a little bit later on down the line if your business becomes successful, okay? So your money, and most of us when we first start off, we are hard pressed for money, okay? So even though this is an exclusive one-time deal and it's a lifetime deal, are you really going to use it when you're starting your business? Absolutely not. You're not going to be monitoring your website when you haven't even built a landing page yet, right? it makes more sense, obviously, if you are an up-and-coming marketer and you have a lot of websites, a lot of assets out there that you need Hexowatch to monitor. It's not going to help you make money. It's going to help you to protect your assets so that you can continue making money. So if you have a blog that is bringing in some revenue, if you have a membership site and it's starting to grow, if you have an e-commerce store, right, and things are starting to pick up, then Hexowatch absolutely makes sense. And especially at this exclusive lifetime deal, it makes perfect sense to pick it up because it's going to protect those assets. It's going to let you know when something happens or when something happens to your competitor so you can get a jump on the competition. So with that, I hope you found this review and walkthrough of Hexowatch to be useful to you. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Lastly, if you're looking to start your online business, then click on the link below to follow my #1 recommendation. This is Ken Furukawa from kenfurukawa.com, and I'll see you in my next video.